Despite the lack of physical evidence and with zero mentions, the celestial beings known as the Ones, or better as the Father, the Son, and the Daughter, are one of the most hotly discussed topics for the Ahsoka series. Most speculations revolve around the Son and place Anakin in the role of the Father and Ahsoka in the role of the Daughter. But I'm here to cast my own theory on the mix and tell you why others have it wrong. It's no surprise that fans are going nuts over Anakin and Ahsoka, considering how fantastic Episode 5 was. It's also no surprise that many of us nerds with extensive knowledge of this vast universe have started theorizing Anakin's role in the cosmic force. One of the most frequently heard discussions is about the Mortis gods and their relation to the characters of Anakin and Ahsoka. Many speculate that Anakin has taken up the mantle of the Father. This is because of the Father's desire to have Anakin, the Chosen One, take over his role as the balance between the Son and the Daughter, a role the Father suspected Anakin to be destined for, something he was even able to prove with Anakin willing the Son and Daughter to their knees after they had attacked Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. Ultimately, Anakin refuses his position, and the Son takes the opportunity to usurp the Father and break free from the Mortis realm. Eventually, all the Mortis beings perish. The Daughter is mortally wounded by the Mortis dagger, and then transfers what life she has into Ahsoka, reviving her spirit and pulling it out of darkness. The Son is betrayed by the Father as Anakin stabs both of them with his lightsaber. The Son then dies while the Father fades like Obi-Wan and Yoda into the Force. These deaths are important because how they died is key to explaining Anakin and Ahsoka's connections. Let's discuss the Ahsoka connection and how she represents the Daughter. Ahsoka contains within her the light of the Daughter. This light is what purified the dark side corruption that the Son had infected her with. This leads many to believe that Ahsoka is now linked with the light side in a similar way to the Daughter, with her being the physical embodiment of it. We see this full realization and rebirth into Ahsoka the White, something Ahsoka was destined to become. Something Anakin hinted at when he said she is so much more than just a warrior, more than a Jedi. This hint comes from his understanding that he has taken a more important role in the Force as the balance point, as the Father. Or so people believe, but personally I think there is much more to it than that. I believe Anakin is much more. I believe he is both the Father and the Son, and maybe more. Something important that many seem to misunderstand is that the Son was unlike the Sith. He was not meant to use the dark side in the way of selfish desire. This was something the Father warned the Son about. The Son, like the Daughter, symbolized the duality of the Force. They weren't traditional users of it, it resided in them. But what happened to the Son is throughout his years, the gnawing corruption of the dark side ate away at him. He eventually fell into its embrace and let it feed his lust for power and his anger towards his Father, who had contained his children's power within Mortis. The Son hated his Father and chose the path of the dark side in a way he was supposed to resist. So, while I think it would be cool if someone like Maul became the embodiment of the dark side, a theory that some people have out there on the internet, I think it makes more sense for Anakin to be the embodiment of the dark side and also the balance. Just think about Anakin's use of the dark side in Episode 5. He used it in a controlled state. Rather than it being something that fueled his selfish desire, it was used to teach Ahsoka to confront her own fears of the dark side. If anyone has experienced the raw power of the dark side, it's definitely Anakin. He is now someone that can control it. Furthermore, Anakin spent his life split, being both a Jedi and then Sith before restoring balance. You could even argue that Anakin is the complete embodiment of the Mortis gods. Instead of there being three, he is the One. Someone who has complete mastery over all aspects of the Force. This could have been the intent with his creation by the Force, to replace what the Mortis gods were, seeing that they were flawed in their trinity, becoming unbalanced themselves. Although I wonder at the connection between Ahsoka and the Daughter. That's the only aspect of this theory that makes me wonder if Anakin is all three or just the Father and the Son. I will also mention that unlike the Father who vanished into the Force and the Daughter who lives on through Morai and Ahsoka, the Son died and his body remains within Mortis. He has no ties to others, he did not fade into the Force, but died within the darkness that he had chosen. So I don't believe we will see the Son again, as cool as it would be for Sam Witwer to play him in live action. To wrap this all up, is Anakin the complete trinity of the Force, being the Father, the Son, and the Daughter? Or is it that he represents the Father and the Son, and Ahsoka embodies the Daughter? Or am I wrong about the son living on in someone else? Personally, I can't land on one between Anakin being all three or Ahsoka being involved in some way. I think it is interesting and is really up to interpretation, just like much of the Mortis arc in Clone Wars. Regardless, Anakin remains an important part of the cosmic force, and hopefully we can receive more lessons from him in the future. If you have not done so, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. All fans are welcome, even if you disagree with my theories. Force kick the like button on your way out to help spread the video. Have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you.